Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So this just came across my TikTok For You page and I had to share because it's a bit of a crazy story, but I want to share it more from the perspective of why we as women need to be vigilant when we're out here trying to date.
It seems like we finally have confirmation on what that insane evil text Janae found on Kenny's phone that ended their relationship really said. And it's worse than we could have ever imagined. He's pure evil. Plus, the season 6 cast keeps on coming out and roasting him into oblivion. Let's discuss it all. The circumstances behind their mysterious and
Okay, so I'm just pausing it so we can read it. She says, "Hi, loves. Thank you for your love and support. It means the world to me. As you know, Kenny and I are no longer together. Please know that I have seen all of the breakup theories and none have matched up to how terrible, disgusting, and disappointing it truly is. Discovering that someone you loved isn't who you thought they were, and that the relationship you thought you were building hasn't been genuine since day one has been truly devastating. Thank you for respecting my privacy, and please know as a child of God, I will always be okay."
nasty breakup are now very clear, as Janae previously hinted that what he did was not cheating. It was actually even more disgusting, more devastating, and more terrible. And after the rest of PPG called Kenny a narcissist and racist and a clout chaser, one of Janae's best friends from home, Charmaine, this is me proving that they're best friends, finally showed us what he said in the text. She said, "My advice for women in relationships, if you have access, go through your man's phone today and search keywords like," and then said what Kenny said in the text, that he doesn't even like black women. And that quote, "I thought I would get more money from this. I'm faking this relationship. Going on the show would be for clout, and I can't wait to be done with this so I can fuck hella bitches." So all of her friends describing him as a clout chaser and a racist makes perfect sense now. Him bragging to his bros about his evil plan so proudly that he's gonna use Janae for all she's worth and then dump her because he can't wait to get with other girls who are actually his type. He's the smallest man to ever live. She finished by saying, "You'll thank me later. P.S. Never spare a man. Dog them out, baby girl." Kaylor came forward and said, "At Kenny Rodriguez is a poor excuse of a man. You lost the most beautiful, genuine soul. Shame on you." Leah kept posting in support of Janae. It seems like showing only one part of their text where she said, "This is the month of clout chasers, I guess," and then corrected, "demons, shall I say." Kenny has now lost over 100,000 followers, going from 800,000 to in the 600,000 range.
I'm just pausing to point out that if you go on both their, I believe it's IG accounts and maybe their TikTok, but definitely IG, she was always the bigger social media presence. So she has about 2 million followers, whereas he had 800,000. And a lot of people have hinted that was because he was with her. And since this has all come out, he's lost even more. He's closer to 600,000 right now.
He deserves it. You know, I'll update you as more crazy details come out because in Patty, we trust.
So with that content creator, you've gotten a very nice overview. Now, this comment here says, "Makes me curious, how did he treat her behind the cameras?" I had a different question. So first of all, I didn't watch this season of Love Island, but my question was, were there any signs that she ignored? Now, I'm not victim blaming or shaming because he's a complete deviant for doing what he did. But I do want us as women who are out here dating to be mindful that sometimes we might be ignoring signs that are giveaways, okay? Before I show you a clip of if there were signs, this was the close-up video of the text message, okay? So I'll pause it to read. "My advice for women in relationships, if you have access, go through your man's phone today. Search keywords like, I don't like black women. I thought I would get more money from this. I'm faking this relationship. Going on the show would be for clout. I can't wait to be done with this so I can hella bees. You thank me later. P.S. Never spare a man, dog them out, baby girl." So let's see what this content creator has to say.
Janae's best friend posted this on her story. Kenny, what? This is actually so bad. That makes sense why the entire cast hasn't followed him. That is absolutely not okay.
And here in the comments, you can see people saying that it's worse than they imagined. Men are terrifying. This comment actually, I found it intriguing. I almost wish he just cheated. Holy S. Now, I guess, it's up for debate which is worse, isn't it? Because to find out that you've been with someone for a year post the show ending. So one of the narratives I'm seeing online is people saying, even if he faked everything whilst they were in the villa for the show, why continue after you left? People get together on Love Island and then 2, 3 months once the show they're out, they break up. But he persisted for 12 months. That is crazy work, absolutely crazy work. And I wanted to see if there were any signs she might have missed, and I came across this video, so let's check it out together.
Don't answer. I'm 24.
24.
Yeah.
You're a
So
baby.
don't answer. At the end, I went in for a kiss and I didn't get what I wanted, but I mean, she doesn't have anyone next to her in bed. Like,
You're Dominican?
Dominican, yeah, 100%.
Hey, 100% Dominican.
Okay, I'm pausing there because I want to take us to a comment. That 100% Dominican went over her head, 4,000 plus likes. And someone here comes and further clarifies. I'm an Afro-Latina Dominican woman, and sadly it does mean something. Our country is known for denying blackness, but I don't think Jana could have picked up on that. Now, people in the comments are going to argue and tussle. That's none of my business, okay? If you're someone who's come across men and women who have anti-blackness in them, I think you're more able to pick out on comments like that. I've been on dates where I've been able to do so, but I also have friends who are of Afro-Latina descent, and they themselves have educated me about colorism and racism in their community. I say all that to say, you may choose to believe it or not, but a lot of people misconstrue race and nationality. When he's saying I'm 100% Dominican, that's his nationality. Looking at this guy on the screen, it would not be far-fetched that if he did his 23andMe genetics, that he would have some black ancestry or heritage within his makeup. But it's the way he responded. And that's what I wanted to highlight with this video, that there are sometimes little giveaways that if we pay attention, it can save us a lot of grief.
Which boy is only here for clout? Oh! Nah, surely.
Why?
Oh, the boy I would like to couple up with is Kenny.
So I've paused here just to highlight that if you go on TikTok, if you check up loads of videos, what I've seen so far, she seemed to be way more into him, visibly way more into him than he was into her. And I'm not saying it needs to be a tit for tat 50-50. Some people were saying they just thought he was the strong, quiet, silent type. But I think there's some element that you need to see reciprocity. Like you need to see some level of your partner giving a damn and not trying to like stonewall you at every chance.
But at least we're compatible. Is that not the best feeling ever?
That's a good feeling.
Yeah, do you
I spend 90% of my time here with her. The goal was to spread my arms and reach out.
So there he's telling the boys that his goal was to basically play around. So you could debate where there's signs, where there are no signs. Let me know. I wanted to highlight this one as well.
But what's my favorite fruit?
Watermelon?
No.
So I wanted to highlight again in this particular clip, if you have someone who's very quick to play into stereotypes, so I'm sure everyone has some understanding or has come across that whole black people and apparently chicken and watermelon as a very common stereotype people love to play about. I would be very cautious, okay? I'm not saying run for the hills, but okay, sometimes people mask things by saying they're joking. Now here, somebody is again asking the question, bro, he looks black, or am I tripping? There's a lot of like back and forth, but then someone very clearly answers the question saying they look black because a lot of them have African ancestry but don't claim it. And again, this is back to that 100% Dominican comment he made. The other thing I wanted to highlight was that they had mentioned that his ex had called him out for essentially being someone who bullies and tries to down women.
The waist trainer snatched. Oh, armpit hair or no?
I'd be like,
So this comment says he literally was just trying to bring this beautiful black woman down. Like, why would you say that? I'm wondering the same thing. This person said he constantly tried to humble her and it didn't work. Okay. This one says, so his ex wasn't lying. Oh my gosh. Someone says, what did the ex say? They clarify. She said he would try to find ways to like bully you. This person says that he always tried to humble her no matter what it was to bring her confidence down. So all I'm saying is, again, there are always going to be some sort of inkling, some sort of sign. Now, it doesn't have to be that you're dating someone who's anti-black. It doesn't have to be that you're dating someone who is pure racist in human form, okay? But I think we as women, especially if you're dating interracially, even if you're dating within your own race, because there's a lot of self-hatred, it's just good to be vigilant to save yourself some of the grief that we are observing this poor woman go through as part of her breakup. Now, I'm going to end the video here. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. If this was a couple that you were surprised they're breaking up, if you had any inkling this was how it was going to go down. I honestly think it's better when you know, and then you can just make your break and start your healing journey. I wish her all the best. And honestly, he's such a deviant for that. It doesn't make sense to me how he could have kept up this charade for a year. But at the end of the day, the key takeaway is we as women need to be able to pick up the signs, be more guarded, I would say, in terms of just not ignoring things that could be indicators for someone being racist, someone being a control freak, someone being a terrible waste of human space, you know? Anyway, if you've enjoyed the video, guys, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you think. And